What's up, everybody? It's Matt, and today I'm going to show you guys how to roll out your IT band the way I like to roll out my IT band. And your IT band is this long, sort of thick, dense layer of tissue that runs from your hip down the outside of your thigh to about your knee. And it kind of keeps everything in line around in there. And not to go too far into a detailed explanation of what it is, I'll link to another video below by a guy named Gil Hedley, who is an anatomist and probably one of my favorite people on YouTube for anatomy, embodied anatomy and stuff like that. But all you'll need are pair of therapy balls or 2 tennis balls and a sock. If you don't have therapy balls, I don't recommend lacrosse balls because lacrosse balls don't have any give. Like the therapy balls and tennis balls have a fair bit of give. Lacrosse balls tend not to. And especially with a tissue like the IT band, we want to, since there's already tension there, since what it's designed to do, you don't want to, as Gil Hedley says, you don't want to hit it with a hammer, which is kind of what a lacrosse ball is. But you're going to lie on your side. You can have a yoga block for your head, and the therapy balls are going to come first down by your knee, parallel to your thigh bone. And as you rest on your side, just kind of let your leg relax against the therapy balls, and your other leg can be uplifted if there's too much pressure. And again, I should have said at the beginning, if there's too much pressure at any point, you can always move the balls, move your leg, or just breathe. That's the biggest thing with any kind of, I found any kind of massage or any kind of sustained contact is to breathe. Sustained pressure is to breathe. So we'll just breathe. See if we can let that bottom leg relax. You can relax your toes, your foot. And then we'll just kind of start doing some contract and relax here. Maybe about 5 or 6 times with that bottom leg. And then after that last one, just pause and take a breath. And then just start moving that leg back and forth. So we're just the movement's gonna come from the hip. Maybe about 5 times. And you wanna just move it back and forth along the side of your thigh. You don't wanna come to the back, you don't wanna come to the quad. And if you feel your foot, your leg tensing up, that's your cue to just relax and breathe in the middle with no movement. And then after that, maybe 5th, 5th, or 6th time, we're just going to relax in the middle again for a second, and then begin to extend and bend that bottom knee. Maybe 5 or 6 times. You can work up to more. If you find this helpful, you do it more regularly. We'll just start with 5 or 6 for now. And we'll let the leg relax back in that position we started. And then the last thing you can do here, if you feel up to it, you can stack the top leg on top of the bottom. Take a couple breaths, and then do one more round of contract and relax. Again, about 5 times. And then a couple breaths. And then we're going to move the therapy balls up to the middle of the thigh. So about halfway up the thigh. And start again with that top leg lifted. Let that leg relax. Since we changed the pressure dynamics, let the body readjust. And then start with that contract and relax. Again, about 5 or 6 times here. And then let that leg move across the therapy ball. So again, that motion's coming from the hip. All you future yoga teachers of America, that would be hip flexion and a little bit of extension back and forth. And then we'll come back to the middle. Again, let the leg relax if it's tightened up a little bit. And then back and forth, flex and extend the knee about 5 or 6 times. And that knee doesn't have to be all the way fully extended. If you can only extend it a few degrees and flex it a few degrees, there's no rule in the book of rules. And we'll come back to the starting point. Let that leg relax. And then we can stack that top leg if you like. Come back to your breath. And then contract and relax about 5 or 6 times. And then finally a couple breaths, just relaxing. And then we can do the other side. And I'll go ahead and do the other side since I'm here. So again, starting with the balls more towards the knee, parallel to the thigh. Once you get situated, couple breaths, let the leg relax, and then that contract and relax 5 or 6 times. And then back and forth. And then extending and flexing the knee. And again, as you do this, can't remember if I said it on the first side, making sure your toes and your foot are relaxed. And we'll let that foot settle back in that starting position. Top leg option here to stack if you'd like a little bit more spice. And then we'll do a few more of those contract and relax here. And 1 or 2 breaths after you're done, or 3 or 4 breaths. There's no limit on how many breaths you can take in between. Except for this is a video, you can always hit pause. But if you're moving on, we can move the therapy balls up a little bit higher on the thigh. Lift that top leg if you had it stacked. 2 or 3 or 4 breaths. letting the body adjust to the different pressure. And then some contract and relax here to start. And then relaxing the leg and moving it back and forth across your therapy balls. And again here, if your foot wants to tense up, that's your cue to pause the action, let the foot settle, and come back to the relaxation. Then come back to the center, flex and extend the knee. And then let the foot relax. Last option here, luxury option, or the spicy option. You can stack that top leg on top of the bottom leg. And then a few more contract and relax. And then ending on this side, taking 3 or 4 nice breaths here. And then you can take the therapy balls away, and that is that. So, again, I feel like with the therapy balls, I can never say it enough. If you feel any kind of pain, tension, or clenching up, like in anywhere along that side, either of those sides when you're doing that, that's your cue to just to relax and come back to your breath. But if you guys found this helpful or useful, I hope you guys like, subscribe, share. It's always a plus if you know anybody who has issues with their IT band or pain along in those areas. Say, hey, check out this cool video. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I look forward to talking to you guys, showing you guys stuff again sometime soon.